Hey guys, Chelsea from Attention to Details, and today in the shop we are working on this gorgeous Dodge Ram 2500 for my customer. He picked this up new maybe a week or two ago, and whenever you purchase a new vehicle, this is the perfect time to go ahead and apply long-term protection with a ceramic coating. Sometimes customers will feel like they need to purchase the coatings that dealerships offer, and a lot of times what you're purchasing is more of a warranty versus an actual product that's going to perform. And so the customer, he's actually had one of his vehicles already ceramic coated with us. He's been really enjoying how much easier maintenance is with that, and so he wanted to go ahead and put this on his vehicle. We're going to be doing the wheel faces, the glass, as well as all of the paint. So for those of you that maybe you're interested in purchasing a warranty or a ceramic coating from a dealership, I don't want to necessarily say that they're all bad, but I've not seen a single customer that purchased that they actually have a durable long-term protection applied to their vehicle. I've actually had some that within a year there's nothing on their paint, and when they went back to the dealership to say what's going on with this coating, they said, well, we didn't put anything on more than a sealant. All you did was really purchase a warranty. And sometimes those warranties, there's a lot of fine print that's involved, and really they don't do much to actually protect your vehicle. It's more of a gimmick. So as a professional detailer, what I do is proper prep with a wash, a chemical decon, a clay towel treatment, even on a new vehicle. There is some light swirls and scratches. I can tell that the dealership, while this vehicle was on the lot, took it through an automatic car wash. We have some brush marks on it, so we're going to do a quick polish to remove some light swirls and scratches. And more than anything, if there's protection still on the paint, this will remove everything because we want a virgin stripped panel. Oftentimes, if you were to go to a dealership, they're not going to do that proper prep. They might actually take it back through the automatic car wash, put some sort of sealant on it, 30 minutes later, hand you your keys and say, you're good to go. You just spent $1,500 for a glorified sealant and maybe some paperwork that's going to protect, I don't know, not a whole lot. So whenever you're looking on getting a ceramic coating, I would encourage you guys, do your research. If you're going to go through the dealership, ask them those questions. How are you going to prep the vehicle? What product are you going to apply? And ask them if they have tips on how to maintain that coating to get the most out of it. Oftentimes, they're just going to give you a pamphlet and really no instructions. What's nice about coming to someone like me, anytime you have issues, you can come to me, text me, call me, and I'm going to be able to troubleshoot that. Bring it in every 6 months so that we can do a maintenance refresh. Make sure we have no rail dust or water spotting issues. Apply a topper. Keep your hydrophobics and your ceramic coating performing for you for years to come. Honestly, it's one of the best investments you can make for a vehicle other than PPF. And I think it's going to make maintenance a whole lot easier. And actually, in the long term, it can save you thousands not having to have things repainted, polished extensively, etc. Because you're not going to have to be as aggressive when you clean your vehicle. You're not going to induce a lot of swirls and scratches because of that. And so your finish is going to last longer. And you're honestly going to love maintaining your vehicle, because I'll be honest with you, ceramic coatings, they just make washing your vehicle fun. So let's go ahead. We're going to get all the prep done for this vehicle. I'll show you guys quick peeks of what proper prep would look like if you were to go to a professional detailer. And then from there, we'll show you some quick looks at what we're going to be applying, how we can go ahead and provide protection and get this vehicle looking fantastic. So let's get to work. So while my helper is getting set up, we're going to do a quick examination of the vehicle before we get started. We've got a beautiful navy blue metallic flake on this paint. Just a little bit of water spot, road film, dirt, that will come off when we do our contact wash. We do have a piano trim step up. I'm not sure why manufacturers insist on putting such a sensitive finish for a step up. It's going to have so much rock chips and abuse from just getting in and out of the vehicle. But we'll go ahead and get that cleaned, do a quick polish, and then lock in the condition with our ceramic coating. The other finish that we need to pay attention to is our matte wheels. A lot of times matte wheels, they can be very prone to chemical staining. You don't want to use really aggressive cleaners on them because it can dull the finish. You also don't want to use aggressive brushes on matte wheels, because if you do have swirls or scratches from overly aggressive cleaning methods, you're going to get scratches on the paint that you cannot polish them off. You cannot polish matte wheels or matte paint. It's going to put a lot of gloss to it and kind of take away from that matte look. So what I recommend, putting some sort of coating on the wheels. That way maintenance is going to be a lot easier. You can clean them with just a microfiber mitt. It's going to help prevent those swirls and scratches from accruing over time, which will prevent you needing to polish them. And the ceramic coating is going to help prevent that faded appearance that can happen over time with matte wheels. And so If you do have matte wheels, I highly recommend microfiber tools to maintain it with, and a ceramic coating or coating of some sort. I'll share with you guys one of my favorite coatings to put on matte wheels. It gives it a beautiful satin finish. It doesn't put a lot of gloss and shine, but it gives you a lot easier maintenance, durability that's going to last up to 12 months based on how you maintain it. Most times people think that with wheels, you need a dedicated wheel coating, and that's not always the case. Your wheels aren't being exposed to anything more than your lower panel of the vehicle is, and so you can use any type of really ceramic coating or coating. I think sometimes it's a little bit of a marketing gimmick, but I'll share with you guys one of my favorites later on in this video. We're also going to be coating all of our glass for the customer. The same coating that we have on our paint, we can actually apply to our glass, and so you don't necessarily need to buy a specific glass coating, and this coating works really well on glass. The only issue that I might have sometimes with coating trucks, especially this back glass here, is that you're going to have a lot of water beads, which could potentially build up over time and have water spotting issues. And so you want to have some sort of water spot treatment in place to remove any sort of water spots that might accrue over time. So maybe something like Koshemi, their finish detailer with a limescale remover, or McKee's 37, their fast water spot remover. It's an acid-free formula that you can use to remove fresh water spots. So we'll let the customer know if you have that issue, some products that they can use to prevent the accrual of water spots over time and keep their glass looking fantastic. This thing is gonna look like a mirror when we are all done with it.
One of the coolest things for me as a mom is that it's summertime and my kids are off from school, and both of them actually expressed a desire to work with me detailing this summer. And so I've actually been paying them as helpers and teaching them detailing. So you might actually hear me discussing some detailing things with my son as he has very good questions. But to get our wheels ready for our coating, we're using O'Burke wheel cleaner as well as their tire cleaner while we allow our Koshemi super foam soap to kind of dwell. There is a protection or sealant on this vehicle that we need to strip off. So while we clean our tires and wheels, we're gonna let our soap work, rinse everything off, and we're gonna work on half of the vehicle at a time. Once we're done with this side, then we'll go over to the other side of the vehicle and get that done, so that way our soap doesn't dry out and potentially stain. Even though this is a brand new vehicle, I still want to do a foaming pre-soak to try to remove as much of the dust as possible before we come in to do our contact wash.
So while he's rinsing this off, if you have questions about detailing, let me know in the comments section down below. I'm going to put the link to all the products that we're using in this video, but if you have matte wheels, these are the two wheel brushes that I would recommend. We have the Work Stuff Wheel Mitt and then the Barrel Blade from Auto Fiber. You can see we can actually bend it to get back behind our spokes, but this is going to give you scratch-free cleaning and just help prevent that dull appearance over time from scratched matte wheels.
Hey Mom, did you ever notice this? Look, it's two different colors.
Yeah.
For those that want to teach their kids detailing, enjoy this next segment.
Scene 10 and a half.
All right. Technically, we don't have to polish, as long as there's no protection on here. But chances are, when we do our clay tile, we might add a little bit of marring. Marring is when you have like light scratches on the surface from the clay tile. Lubrication is the key for everything.
I don't see any. Well, it's brand new, so.
And now we just got finger smudges all over it. All right, so I'm gonna start at the top. Do you want the mitt or the pad?
What's the difference?
Well,
the mitt. I want the thing with the hand thing. I put my hand in it.
So start at the back. I'll do the top, and I'll do the middle section.
My hand's gonna fit.
It should.
No, it doesn't.
You don't have to put your hand in it. See who can get done the fastest.
Wait, what am I doing?
Washing.
Well, like where?
Start at the back, the tailgate. Straight lines, light
Tailgate?
pressure. Look at me, straight lines.
The whole truck? Do the side and the shade? Ooh, Monarch.
You're fine.
No, wait, that's a cicada
Just look,
killer.
light pressure, straight lines.
Light pressure, straight line.
Oh, don't make fun of me.
I'm not. I'm just repeating it.
Mm-hmm.
In my voice.
When you start running out of soap, or if you go over a dirty area and your mitt gets dirty, rinse it out, okay?
Okay.
Shouldn't be really any dirt because our pre-wash step got all the dirt off. so we shouldn't have to like be going back and forth a lot for soap.
Okay. Do I do this side? I'm gonna do this side in the shade.
Okie doke.
Get.
Don't do the step up until the very, very end.
What's the step up?
The black part where you step up
Oh
into the truck.
yeah, because it's black.
Well, no, because it's gonna be dirty. So leave that for like the very, very end. Because if you get dirt on your mitt, that way you're not putting it back on the paint, okay?
Okay.
And try to start at the top, work your way down. Don't do the bottom and then go back up, because that will take all that dirt from the bottom
Okay.
and put it all over the paint. So start at the top, just work your way down.
Okay, I'm starting to do this side.
Okay? And if you need to, flip your mitt like from one panel to the next.
Do I do the gas cap?
You don't have to do inside.
Oh, too late.
Thank you for your help. You do that, I'm gonna start rinsing a
Step
while.
up on both sides?
Yes, please. You do that, I'm gonna start rinsing so I can do the chemical decon. Okay?
Okay.
Working with my kids has been one of the most fun and challenging experiences because when you've been doing this for years, it's kind of easy to forget that not everyone knows these things just naturally.
I don't watch YouTube anymore, really.
You were watching YouTube this morning.
That was on the TV. That's different.
It's still YouTube.
True. True.
All right, can you very carefully, what's up? It was so good.
So while my neighbor is discussing the funnel cakes that his wife made for us while he was working last night, which, sorry you missed out on them, John, but they were delicious. I'm actually doing a chemical decon as well as a clay towel treatment. This is going to basically decontaminate our paint 2 steps in one. We're using DIY Detail, their iron remover, 1 spray on our panel, 1 spray on our clay towel per section, and we're going to remove any sort of bonded contaminants as well as ferrous metal or iron that might be on the paint. This is a crucial step that most dealerships are going to skip, but we're going to decontaminate our paint, make sure it is silky smooth, rinse everything off, and then come in and dry our paint. My husband totally didn't think I would include that in the video, but you know I would, Dave. So now we've technically done proper prep. We have done a thorough wash as well as a decontamination of our paint. There's no protection whatsoever. We technically could coat if we wanted to after this step, but there are some swirls on the paint that I want to polish out. But first I need to determine if the paint is thick enough for me to safely polish. Average clear on a vehicle is going to be anywhere from 3 to 5 mils. Newer paint is actually getting thinner and thinner. You can see some panels were at 3.4, but we have enough paint to safely polish. So we just got done doing our paint thickness gauge readings with our next PTG paint thickness gauge. And you can see on the screen what our average paint thickness was. We have more than enough paint to be able to do a heavy correction, but fortunately we don't need to. What you see here is I've already started to kiss out my polish. Now, I'm not the type of detailer that typically is going to strive for paint perfection because sometimes you're actually removing more clear coat from the vehicle than is necessary, and it could actually be potentially setting up the customer for future issues with early clear coat failure or oxidation. So we should be able to do just a good 1 step to remove a majority of the defects on this paint, considering the vehicle is newer. Now, after you're done with your test spot, you need to make sure you have proper lighting to be able to see if you've been able to remove the swirls and scratches and finish down properly. I picked up a new set of lights from Chicago Auto Pros. They have a remote that can actually control the coolness or the warmth of the light, as well as make it brighter or more dim based on the correction or maybe even coating that you are working on. They also have a stand that you can put those lights on, so that way you can move it around the vehicle as you are working your way from one panel to the next. I absolutely love these when it comes to paint correction. We're also going to be using a pad washer, so that way we can make sure that we keep our pads clean and cool as we are working around the vehicle. I like to wash my pads after every section, so that way I can remove the clear coat as well as excess polish residue, so that way I can get good correction. Now, you can see I worked from a white foam pad to a orange foam pad, and I wasn't getting enough correction out of both of those pads. So when it was all said and done, we ended up landing with the DIY Detail, their gold waffle pad and their gold standard polish that was able to correct and finish down perfectly on this paint. From my experience, Dodge paint tends to be a little bit on the medium to almost hard side, so this was perfect for this paint.
All right, so we are all done with our paint enhancement. That took about an hour and a half total. We actually did switch it up to the DIY detail, their gold standard and gold waffle pad. We actually had to go over a couple sections where we had some longer linear scratches, I believe from an automatic car wash. This paint seemed to be more on the medium to hard side, and so I needed to step it up with my pad as well as correction to try to remove some of those scratches. Even though we just did our rinseless wash, I still want to do a panel prep wipe just to make sure, for efficacy's sake, we have no oils left over. Sometimes a rinseless wash, that can even leave a little bit of residue left behind, and so we want to have squeaky clean paint. You can hear we're almost there. It's really squeaky, but I want it to be on our panel before we go ahead and apply our coating. Why is that important? Well, you don't want anything to kind of affect the coating from bonding or cross-leaking with the clear coat on your vehicle. If you have contaminants, dirt, any sort of polish oils left behind, it's going to prevent the ceramic coating from bonding properly. And so when you have a virgin, completely stripped, clean panel, that's when your ceramic coating has the best chance of bonding and you're going to get more out of the product. So what we're going to actually do at this point is we're going to start at the top once we're done with our panel prep wipe and work our way down and around the vehicle. So we're going to do our roof with our McKee's 37 graphene coating, and then we're going to do all of our glass with the same product. You can use that on paint and glass surfaces as well. And then we'll do our hood. We will do our front grille, get all of those intricate areas out of the way. Those are kind of some of the ones that are like the most taxing for a professional detail because there's just so many little intricate areas. And then we'll just very quickly work our way around the vehicle, working kind of section by section. So we'll be able to move pretty quickly once we get to the sides. And then we'll get our tires dressed, and then we will do our wheel coating. Now, I could use the McKee's graphene coating on our wheel surfaces, but sometimes when you've got a lot of intricate areas, I prefer to use something more like a hybrid paint coating from Meguiar's. It is very user-friendly, very low risk of high spots. It has a beautiful satin finish on wheels, actually up to 12 months of protection. It's surprisingly very chemical resistant. I've actually, one of the people who helped develop the product for Meguiar's, Marcus Klein, has said that he had them on his wheels and they were lasting well over 12 months. And out of for a coating that's not necessarily a ceramic coating, but for a coating to last that long on an environment that normally is exposed to high temperatures, a lot of harsher chemicals, aggressive brushes and cleaning methods, the fact that it lasted that long is actually really impressive. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and apply that to our wheel faces to our customer, and then we're pretty much done. So we probably have another hour and a half to 2 hours of work, but realistically we started at 9 a.m. We did stop for lunch. It's now 1:30, so we'll probably get to applying our coating by 2. Hopefully be done with everything at the latest by 4 o'clock. So 2 hours to get all of our coatings applied. That's not a bad day's work and not a bad turnover for our customer. Technically, I could release this to them after 4 hours, but we're just gonna, for safety's sake, let it sit overnight in the garage. They're gonna pick it up tomorrow, and they're hopefully gonna be really happy with the end result. So we've got still a good bit of work ahead of us, but let's go ahead and get our coatings applied to the vehicle. Squeaky clean. So even though we did a rinseless wash to remove our polish residue, we're still going to do a panel prep wipe. I'm using DIY Details, their panel prep. With this product, you don't need a lot to do a panel prep. You basically need one spray per panel, and you can hear it's extremely effective. I like their products because you don't need to use a lot. They honestly will save you a lot of money in the long run. So for those of you that are looking for a quality panel prep wipe, check their product out. Now we are ready to go ahead and apply our graphene coating from McKee's 37. Now this is a 4-ounce bottle. I've already done one vehicle with this bottle. You can see just how much we have left. I go through about 3 or 4 vehicles with one bottle, so a really great return for me as a detailer. Go ahead, prime our pad. First time we're just gonna go really heavy just to make sure our pad is primed, and then from that point out, you really only have to do like one syringe full of product.
I've done a ton of videos on this product for those of you that want to see a closer look at it. But real quick, this has up to a 5-year durability claim. With the graphene, it's going to give you greater chemical resistance as well as a reduced risk of water spotting issues. This is the most popular coating that I sell here at my shop, and even if I've applied it to a customer's vehicle that they haven't washed it for 6 months, it does a fantastic job of still protecting the customer's vehicles. Sometimes the only thing you need to do is just a quick water spot treatment with their fast water spot remover if it's been neglected. But you can see it has really great, easy to tell flash time with their rainbowing. And even easier removal process. For me as a detailer, it is a breeze to work with. I love working with this product. Not only is it affordable, for me, it's affordable for my customers for me to apply it, and it gives them a great end result that they are so happy with that I've had so many customers come back time and time again, specifically request this product. As a professional detailer, sometimes the biggest headaches with ceramic coatings is encountering high spots. You can see if we miss one, it's very easy to remove if it's been a few minutes, and if it's been maybe a few hours, you can just reapply fresh product and buff off. If it's the morning after, just do a quick hand polish, maybe even apply fresh product over that spot, and you're good to go. It is a very stress-free, relaxing product to work at. You can see even on glass, it responds very easily. I do sunroofs and glass with this coating all the time, and my customers absolutely love it. One tool that is a necessity though when you're working with any sort of coating, but specifically this product, is having some sort of indirect source light to be able to see the coating as well as examine your paint afterwards to make sure you have no excess product left behind that could potentially either leave a streak or a high spot. When I use a light source like this, I have normally been able to pull it out into the sunlight and find that we have 0 high spots whatsoever. So for those of you that are wanting to professionally do ceramic coatings, I highly recommend picking up a light source similar to this. These are actually used for photography, but they do a fantastic job of making ceramic coatings stress-free. Beyond just the ease of application as well as performance and durability for my customers, I love that a little bit of this product goes a long way. You could see we had about 3/4 of the bottle full when we started. We're down to about a half, even on this large truck. So that's a great return on my investment. We're going to be using Vonix Revox. This is a new product from them. This is their synthetic tire sealant. This actually goes on as a gel and dries to the touch and lasts weeks and looks fantastic once dried. We're going to put on our tire sealant. This is from Vonix. This is their Revox, and this is actually a really durable tire dressing that will last weeks. Just gives a nice black appearance. I'm just using an old coating applicator to massage this in and make sure we have even coverage. Once we are done applying our tire sealant, we did a panel prep wipe on our wheels already just to remove any sort of residual brake dust that might be there. And we're going to apply a Meguiar's hybrid paint coating to our wheel faces. This is my go-to coating for matte wheels. In fact, you can see a closer look at it in this video that we will link down below. But if you guys are interested in a dedicated video showing this coating being applied, let me know in the comment section down below. So we are all done. Tires, wheels, glass, paint, everything has been coated and protected. Turned out fantastic. We're gonna call it a day. We'll pull it out tomorrow in the morning to inspect, and we'll show you guys the finished result. But it's about, what, 5:08. Took a little bit longer because I had a beer and just kind of took my time. It was a long day, but it turned out fantastic, and I can't wait to see the end result once we pull it outside into the light. We'll see you tomorrow. Whether you have a used vehicle or a brand new vehicle like this, applying long-term durable protection is not only going to make maintenance easier for you in the long run, which will just make your life easier, but it will just help keep your vehicle looking better in the long run. The goal of this video wasn't necessarily to bash dealerships. Not all of them are this way, but this was to just show some of the benefits of using a professional detailer to apply a ceramic coating. There's a lot that goes into the prep and application of this process. That's why sometimes it can cost so much money. But you can see, not only does our vehicle look fantastic, we've been able to protect our paint as well as our glass. You can see we've got fantastic hydrophobics.
And all of those water beads, what does that mean? Well, that means that when you drive above 35 miles an hour, all that water is just going to fly right off your vehicle. So that's why we say your vehicle will stay cleaner longer. We've been able to protect our glass, our paint, even our tires and wheels with proper products. And I think our customer is going to love maintaining his truck in the future. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. I know I definitely did enjoy this detail, getting to work with my son and teach him a little bit about what I do. And for those of you that want to know more about detailing, maybe how to apply or maintain a ceramic coating, let me know your questions in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys subscribe for future videos or details that we have coming up. But thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the very next detail.